All right. All right. So what we're going to talk about is augmented reality real quick. And the fact that it came out back in 2012. I'm going to use the nice pen if I can find it. 2012, and then abruptly disappeared. Okay, so many things happened. So 2012, um, Android came out. Android OS, and then they presented a. I'm gonna cough here. All right. Uh, Google Glass. Then so what happened? And then Pokemon Go. So in conjunctions, these primarily came out at the same time. They all centered around QR codes. And in reality, like the music in the background, you've got anything can actually, in actuality, be a code. So as long as the camera can identify it, All right. So, with that being said, if someone, let's say in 2019, we'll do 2019. COVID happens. They do that so that way they can institute mandatory checks of individuals with embedded augmented AI technology. Okay, this I'm not going to acknowledge, but we'll just put that as psychosis. Technically, you would, for that, in my opinion, you would do a glasses or contacts, and then subtly change. Incorporate, because you've got your visual field right there, which is actually like that. So you've got your layer, you've got your focal, you've got your connective, and then this is not. So it is outside your processing. Okay, so that outside part, what you want to do is throw in the little hangers in there. So those little things that you say are living in your eye. And so those floaters. All right, you now have an out for that. So in case you start inputting things that they're not seeing in the outer part, you start moving it in to see when that secondary part, that area. So, and this doesn't have to be a perfect circle. It could be like a little star. And then you have that. So if you need to sneak something into the closest to this proximity, you know this area is reserved and that area is reserved, but this one actually goes out. Now, why this is, your definition can be why it is what it is, spiky, can be whatever. You could have had a traumatic event, and this point right here actually had the action applied to. So a bottle rocket was shot off at this point back when you were younger, and it hit you. So you know you need to watch out for that. So the first goal I would do is desensitize, or actually try to make it as cylindrical as possible with one pie cut out. So this is your backup, your in case. So you got Pac-Man right there, Pac-Man. So you are packing them with all these little floaters, trying to round out this secondary area, and then once you get to that, you want to be able to rotate it, because you don't want to be blind on this side. So you need to be able to switch this point over. So trigger one. So you would then program this specific item, this area right here. When this is hit, it flips over to this. Does a reverse. So basically, event one happens. Boom. All right, you heard the sound, then you heard that. Your brain, when it hears the sound, it flips it over, and that way it then encompasses this side. So then you're bouncing back and forth at that point. That's your base function right there. That's what you're wanting. Okay. So you see, and then you've got your wavelength at that point. So you got your on off. So this is literally on off. But for this off, that's actually on off. Then you've got your binary, but this is your 2, 1, 2. That's all you've got. So technically, you're constantly on your sound. Okay? It's your full on phase. Okay? And then this is D. Okay? Because it's literally said that. And it's your slowest processing. But you got video. And this is E. Oh, okay. So this understands both and does a mixed version of on-off. It gives you a percentage. So you've got different points at which you are on and off. This is meta. All right. Taking a breather, starting over. So, augmented reality experience. You implement hardware, and then you actualize psychosis. Actualize psychosis. All right, and this then is divided into 2 categories. 2. You have obvious or literal, and then we've got denial, and then self. Technically, there's no difference, but in this sense, You have one that processes internally, which we all do, internal, and then external. So this is communication. All right, and then go back to this function, this trigger. If with the augmented reality, you've got to understand that an external trigger can alter internal process through repetition. Okay. Now, what do we do with this? This isn't anything new. This is these base processes are facts. We know that. So, stepping forward, if we're waging a war against machine, so we'll just put 3. All right. Then what you would need is save points. Okay, many different save points. All right, so you have a body scan to identify your boundaries of accepted perception. Okay, so beep bop bop. Okay, you see it? Beep bop boop. I am a robot. Robo. Okay. Kids are being trained on this. And technically we were all raised on this. This is feet. Because when you, anyways, boop is hugs. So, but the bop is what you have to accept between the actual actions correlated to oneself. And I know these are horrible diagrams. And this isn't even fun stuff. The fun stuff is when all of a sudden you got your augmented reality and you look at a Coca-Cola can and it starts looking like fucking T-Rex. Big old body, tiny arms. Big teeth. That looks more like a Peppa Pig dinosaur. Anyways, big old dinosaur. So, but in actuality, because of the tech that was snuck in on you, it's a Coca-Cola can. Coke. All right? That we can understand. Now, what we don't want to accept is that Coke, that word itself, the audio, can do the exact same thing. Okay, you can sneak in base logic to alter perception. It's slower, it takes more time, but how do you counteract that? So we accepted it at this point. We've got the up. That's our entire life cycle. how do we take all that information that we learned and then start creating our own um, um, opposite, what we want out of it. So then we re-experience this hoop and we say we're okay with this, this, this. We're not okay with this. That can stay up here. That's this illogical sequence, and we got that. We're all okay with all this. We took all we want out of there. So that is, it's there. Our subconscious has been working, but then our subconscious takes over. So basically describing sleep patterns in our conscious state. So basically what you acknowledge in your waking hour then becomes your sleep REM, infinite state. So you'll keep having the same dreams over and over again. Certain ones you'll acknowledge, other ones you won't. The more you acknowledge, the either less you'll remember, or the less you'll question to remember, because they make sense. Your illogical sleep sequence is what. Hold up. So these little bits of code, so you know what you like. So that's those little pockets of information out of the whole sector is what you're looking for out of life. So that way you can incorporate and save that into your infinite dark reality, which is called REM, rapid eye movement, which in theory, if you look in pi, at position 6-2, no, it's 951, so it's 950. 950 is 81857. If you let 77 ASCII fill in that bit, then that is MER. Alright. So that's REM. And that's our algorithm on how we loop. There we go. This is where I was missing the jellyfish. Jellyfish logic. Okay, jellyfish, there's certain ones that can actually reduce their age and then advance it, in theory, are infinite. That's our out. The other thing, when you come to space-time, you have the black hole, the eye, the beholder, the black hole. All right, it's faster than light. FTL, same process as above, but this is below water, and then this this is up in space. All right, I'm covering way too many advanced topics at this point. Now, technically, mostly haven't. All right, so AI pace, and that's up in the cloud. All right, I'm going to tab out because people are in here. So I'll talk to you later. Bye. Oh, sorry. I'll give you that. So this is 9 is the 19th letter of the alphabet. And that is A and I. And when you switch it, the pace at which the cloud can communicate back to the material sense below water. So, but technically, if you look up, a lot of arguments are that 97% of that and that are So it's water. That's space. Same percentage in varying degrees, but they always when someone comes up with an argument that the 97% of the water has been unexplored, then another says that this. So they're kind of hand in hand. So looping logic. I'll explain it later, but we'll keep it at that. You have a wonderful day. Have an adventure, like going to get a coffee from somewhere else. Maybe I don't know. I think Scooters is a bad name for coffees because a lot of retired individuals use scooters, senior citizens, and the coffee is black. So are they filtration old genes into my coffee? I don't think so. I work hard. I get Dockers. I'll talk to you later. Bye.